Are you ready to confront the shadows within that stand between you and true fulfillment? This book delves deep into the labyrinthine corners of the mind, exploring how our inflated ego can masquerade as strength while suffocating our true potential. This book serves as a powerful compass, guiding you through the often tumultuous terrain of mental health challenges to unearth a path paved with growth, understanding, and authenticity. It will challenge your perceptions and invite you to question the very essence of your aspirations. You hold within you the ability to transcend the limitations fierce pride imposes. Will you take the first step? Ego versus Growth: How Arrogance Blocks True Success, written and published by Mindset Liberation. Chapter 1. Recognizing Ego's Hidden Traps. At the heart of many mental health struggles lies a hidden adversary, the ego. This complex, often misunderstood aspect of our psyche can act as both a protective shield and a suffocating chain. It convinces us that self-importance equates to self-worth, masking insecurities and underlying fears that can wreak havoc in our lives. It feeds us the deceptive notion that acknowledging our flaws is a sign of weakness rather than a step toward growth. The truth is, many of us walk through life blissfully unaware of how our egos sabotage our success and happiness, clouding our judgment and distorting our realities. Engaging with this subject means unveiling the uncomfortable reality that many prefer to ignore. Consider the statistics. According to the American Psychological Association, nearly 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. live with a mental health condition, and issues surrounding self-image and self-worth feature prominently among them. The pressures of modern society exacerbate this equation, where success is often mistakenly measured through the lens of superficial accomplishments, leading to a pervasive culture of competition and arrogance. Friends and acquaintances may appear to be thriving, their social media feeds dripping with the image of success. However, beneath this facade often lies a tumultuous battle with self-esteem, pride, and depressive disorders. As we embark on this journey through the shadows of ego, we must acknowledge how insidious its influence can be. Expert insights reveal that the roots of our ego-driven behaviors can often be traced back to early experiences and societal expectations. Renowned psychologist Dr. Brené Brown emphasizes that the ego is cultivated from our vulnerability. When we perceive our value as conditional, we build defenses to shield ourselves from rejection and judgment. The ego becomes our mask, reinforcing our fear of failure while simultaneously convincing us that we are better than others. It creates trust issues in relationships, impacts workplace dynamics, and drives compulsive tendencies to prove ourselves to the world. When we refuse to confront these tendencies, they mutate into hidden traps that follow us like shadows, always lurking and ready to strike when we least expect it. Let me illustrate this with a familiar scenario. Consider an ambitious professional climbing the corporate ladder. To the outside world, this person appears unstoppable, flaunting an impressive portfolio and exuding confidence. But internally, they grapple with intense anxiety and debilitating self-doubt. Their ego prompts them to enter a frenetic cycle of overachievement, often leading to burnout and isolation. Instead of celebrating their success, they hunger for more validation. This individual becomes entrapped in a cycle of comparing their worth against their peers, failing to recognize that the illusion of control created by their ego only amplifies their discontent. Eventually, they may hit a breaking point, questioning the very dreams they once chased. Understanding the dark undercurrent of ego is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is an essential prerequisite for healing. Only by recognizing how our egos manifest can we take the first steps toward liberation. The journey to dismantle the ego begins with awareness, a willingness to explore uncomfortable truths and accept that growth lies in vulnerability. As we move forward in this chapter, we will explore the gravitational pull of ego and unearth its common manifestations, inviting you to reflect on how it may be shaping your own experiences, decisions, and relationships. It is time to shine a light on these hidden traps, enabling you to reclaim control of your narrative, embrace your authentic self, and embark on a transformative path toward genuine success. The repercussions of an unchecked ego are profound and multifold, affecting not just how we view ourselves, but also how we interact with the world around us. It colors our emotions, often leading us into cycles of frustration and despair as we chase unattainable standards of perfection. When we allow our ego to dominate, we construct emotional walls that shield us from genuine feelings, leaving little room for vulnerability or connection. Cognitive psychologist Dr. Richard Davidson's research into emotional well-being highlights that affixing our self-worth to ego-boosting achievements leads to volatile mood swings and feelings of inadequacy. As the bar continually rises, the absence of authentic self-acceptance fuels anxiety and a warped self-image. Consider the case of Amy, a talented graphic designer whose career seemingly launched with endless promise. Known for her innovative ideas, Amy's ego thrived on validation. Each compliment was an elixir, fueling her drive to outshine her colleagues. Yet when feedback shifted, with her supervisor remarking that she needed to embrace more constructive criticism, Amy's world crumbled. The once graceful journey of collaboration morphed into a dark spiral of insecurity. What was intended to be a catalyst for her growth became a dagger to her pride. At that moment, Amy became emotionally paralyzed, struggling to make decisions, convinced that any misstep would confirm her worst fears. This correlation between ego and emotional turmoil is not an anomaly, it's a shared experience for many. This situation reveals an unsettling truth. Our egos often dictate our decision-making processes, locking us into patterns that favor self-preservation over learning and collaboration. Research suggests that when people perceive their identity as under threat, their automatic response is to defend their self-image, steering them away from making rational decisions. Studies in the field of behavioral economics illustrate that individuals with a high ego are more prone to confirmation bias. They will seek out information that reinforces their self-perception rather than challenging it. In Amy's case, her need for validation resulted in an inability to welcome alternative viewpoints. As a consequence, she missed opportunities for professional growth, cementing a cycle of discontent. Moreover, the impact of ego on relationships cannot be overstated. It erects barriers that prevent genuine connection. A friend of mine, David, once proudly proclaimed that he didn't need anyone's help. He considered reliance on others a weakness. In doing so, he shut himself off from enriching relationships and community support. When a significant life challenge arose, he found himself utterly alone and unprepared. Ego constructs a veneer of strength, yet often leaves us wholly isolated. The irony is painfully clear. In our pursuit to feel superior or invulnerable, we trade our connections and enrich our despair. Why do we so readily fall prey to our egos? The answer lies in our social conditioning. From childhood, many are taught to strive for success, often through a comparative lens. Accolades and achievements become the foundation of our identities. This deep-rooted belief fosters reliance on external validation. The very systems meant to encourage us can become subterranean traps that disrupt our mental health and veils our authenticity. As we journey into the unsettling terrain of our egos, it is essential to remain vigilant for the hidden warning signs, those subtle indicators of ego-driven behavior that quietly corrode our emotional landscapes. A growing awareness of these symptoms is crucial for our healing and evolution. In the next section, we will unearth these oft-overlooked red flags, revealing how awareness can illuminate pathways to a more fulfilling existence. Recognizing them is the first step in dismantling the power of the ego, making way for true growth, empowerment, and connection. Recognizing the manifestations of ego and their detrimental influence on mental health is crucial for initiating the healing journey. For many individuals, the signs are subtle yet pervasive. They present themselves as emotional instability, defensiveness, and an inherent difficulty in forming genuine connections. Often, the most insidious signs of an unchecked ego involve an inflated sense of self-importance that violently clashes with reality. For instance, Sarah, a high-achieving college student, found herself alienating friends and family in a futile quest for perfection. If someone challenged her in a group project or questioned her viewpoints, her reaction wasn't humility, but a pedestal of outrage and retaliation. It wasn't until her relationships began to fracture that she stopped to question the motives behind her responses. In another case, Tom, an office manager, believed he was indispensable, unwilling to delegate even minor responsibilities. He equated this self-imposed burden with competence, but as work piled up, his stress escalated, ultimately triggering debilitating anxiety and burnout. Tom's behavior was not just a poor management style. It was a clear indication of an overinflated ego that led him down a dark path of isolation and deteriorating mental health. Recognizing such patterns is vital, as they can be markers of an underlying issue that affects personal and professional life. Being able to identify these behaviors in ourselves can prompt a deeper examination of the roots and motivations behind them. The stark reality is that despite the facade of strength and competence the ego presents, it often leaves individuals feeling empty and unfulfilled. This deceptive relationship with ego can dull our senses to the nuances of emotional awareness and self-acceptance, presenting glaring obstacles in our relationships and decision-making processes. Understanding that you may display such traits is undoubtedly unsettling, yet acknowledgement is the cornerstone of healing. With the clarity to see our ego-driven behaviors comes the opportunity to confront them. Self-reflection allows individuals to become witnesses of their own thoughts and actions, encouraging a vital change in narrative. Acceptance creates a space for vulnerability, providing an opportunity to understand that flaws do not diminish worth. Rather, they enrich the tapestry of our experiences. It is in recognizing our humanity, scars included, that we unlock the potential for genuine connection and self-growth. As you unpack these insights, consider what habits might align with your own behaviors. Are there moments when you respond defensively rather than openly? Do you compare yourself against others in a way that fuels your emotional unrest? By engaging in such reflections, you will cultivate a deeper awareness of how your ego manifests within your life, setting the stage for transformative growth. As we transition to the next chapter, brace yourself for a profound exploration of disarming the illusion of control, an essential step towards breaking free from the confines of ego. You will learn how understanding this illusion can dispel the myths we've built around our self-worth, revealing methods to navigate life with more grace and authenticity. As always, I encourage you to reflect on your journey and the advice offered here. Engaging with this journey can transform your perspective. If this resonates with you, do subscribe to Mindset Liberation to continue uncovering paths toward healing and growth. Share your experiences, like this content, and comment on how these insights are impacting your life. Remember, healing begins with awareness, and with each step forward, you draw closer to a more empowering reality. Chapter 2: Disarming the Illusion of Control. In a world driven by the need for stability and predictability, the illusion of control lingers as a deceptive mirage. Confronting this illusion can be the key to unlocking true well-being, cultivated through a deeper understanding of ourselves and our emotions. This chapter will illuminate how letting go of the desperate grip on control not only opens pathways to serenity, but also enriches our relationships and enhances our capacity for growth. Acknowledging the limitations inherent in our desire to control allows us to redirect energy from futile pursuits, instead cultivating resilience and a sense of empowerment. The origins of this illusory need stem from ingrained societal messages that equate success with total mastery over outcomes. Research indicates that approximately 70% of individuals experience elevated anxiety levels due to unrealistic expectations they impose upon themselves. A study published in the journal Psychiatry Research highlights that when people perceive their lives are governed by external forces rather than their own decisions, they often spiral into feelings of helplessness and disconnection. When we cling to the misconception that we can dominate every facet of our existence, we set ourselves up for disappointment and despair. Consider the story of Michael, a project manager in a fast-paced tech startup. Eager to meet targets and impress stakeholders, he meticulously micromanaged every element, often to the detriment of his team. His need for control fostered a stifling atmosphere, leading to heightened stress among coworkers. Over time, Michael began to notice a troubling pattern. Productivity waned, communication broke down, and collaboration transformed into contention. Only when he stepped back and realized that he could not foresee every outcome did he begin to disarm the illusion he had so tightly gripped. A shift in his mindset enabled him to delegate tasks and allow room for innovation. ultimately transforming a tense workplace into a thriving, creative environment. Expert opinions underscore that the journey towards mitigating the urge for control requires practice and vulnerability. Psychologist Dr. Kristen Neff emphasizes that practicing self-compassion is vital in this process. When we embrace ourselves with kindness, acknowledging that setbacks are part of being human, we detach from the often perfectionistic standards that fuel our desire for control. Furthermore, cognitive behavioral techniques suggest that reframing the narrative surrounding our perceived lack of control can empower individuals to view situations through a lens of adaptability rather than failure. As we delve deeper into disarming this illusion, it's essential to reflect on where control manifests in your life. Are you attempting to manage the relationships around you at the expense of authenticity? Do you find yourself resisting changes that present potential growth? Recognizing these patterns builds the confidence needed to transcend the confines of control, creating a foundation for resilience and emotional regulation. You are equipped with the tools to evolve your mindset and emotions, reclaiming the lost power that resides within you. In relinquishing the grip of control, you become the architect of your journey, embracing the ebb and flow of life, allowing space for creativity and spontaneity to enter. As we progress further into this chapter, you will encounter practical strategies designed to guide you through the process of letting go and discovering newfound freedom. Get ready to embrace change as not only a possibility, but a thrilling opportunity. Understanding and dismantling the illusion of control is not just an act of liberation. It serves as a profound stepping stone toward fostering emotional resilience. Together, we'll navigate this journey, drawing inspiration from real-life experiences and expert insights, leading you to a brighter, empowered future. Letting go of the illusion of control is not merely an exercise in relinquishing power. It is a transformative method grounded in the understanding of human psychology and emotional resilience. This approach is effective because it invites us to acknowledge the limits of our influence, while simultaneously empowering us to navigate life with openness and adaptability. When we reduce our attachment to control, we free ourselves from the anxiety stemming from unmet expectations or uncontrollable events. Research in psychology supports this perspective. Studies indicate that individuals who cultivate a mindset of acceptance experience significantly lower levels of stress than those persistently striving to dominate their environment. A key component that underscores the effectiveness of this approach lies in the principle of mindfulness. Engaging in mindfulness practices increases emotional awareness and promotes a non-judgmental acceptance of one's thoughts and feelings. For instance, a notable study published in the journal Psychological Science found that participants who practiced mindfulness meditation showed reduced anxiety levels and increased emotional regulation compared to those who did not. This evidences the profound impact that mindfulness can have on shifting our perception from a need for control to an embrace of uncertainty, fostering a mindset where exploration, rather than anxiety, governs our approach to life. Additionally, let's examine the remarkable journey of Jessica, a talented entrepreneur whose initial years were defined by an obsessive attempt to control her startup's every detail. Always the first to arrive at the office and the last to leave, Jessica's relentless efforts to micromanage her team not only stifled creativity, but also sparked high turnover rates and disengagement amongst employees. Overwhelmed and nearing burnout, she sought the guidance of a mentor who introduced her to principles of mindfulness coupled with emotional intelligence training. Through dedicated practice, Jessica learned to cultivate a degree of awareness about her emotional triggers and control tendencies. Rather than viewing unpredicted events as threats to her leadership, she began recontextualizing them as opportunities for team engagement and innovation. For instance, when a major deal fell through, instead of tightening her grasp on directives, she held an open session with her staff, where they reflected on lessons learned and potential avenues for recovery. That pivotal transformation not only reinvigorated her team's camaraderie, but also yielded innovative ideas that positioned her business for greater success, showcasing the tangible benefits of stepping back and allowing others to contribute. The striking narrative of Jessica exemplifies the radical shift that occurs when one disarms the illusion of control. As the rigidity of her previous mindset softened, so too did her team's willingness to share ideas, ultimately leading to a collaborative culture flourishing with creativity. This experience echoes findings from organizational behavior research, which indicates that leaders who empower their teams and facilitate open dialogues enhance both morale and productivity. Understanding why this method works provides essential reassurance. It is rooted in solid scientific insights and transformational stories that speak volumes about resilience. As you integrate these practices into your own life, reflect on areas where an enduring desire for control may be obscuring your vision. The journey toward relinquishing this illusion demands courage and vulnerability. But it is precisely in facing these fears that you will cultivate the capacity to thrive beyond limitations. As we move toward the next section of this chapter, anticipate an exploration of practical strategies designed to apply these principles effectively. By bringing these transformative practices into your daily routine, you will pave the way for a more authentic approach to life, one defined not by an overwhelming need for control, but by confidence in your ability to adapt and flourish. The urgency of this solution hinges upon the awareness that genuine empowerment begins where the illusion of control ends. To effectively disarm the illusion of control, you must embark on a journey that fosters inner resilience and self-awareness. The first step is to cultivate mindfulness in your daily life. Begin by dedicating just 5 minutes each day to mindful breathing. Find a tranquil space where you can sit comfortably without distractions. With your eyes closed, take a few deep breaths, allowing your mind to become still. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment, then gently redirect your focus to your breath. This simple practice helps ground you in the present moment, reinforcing the idea that while you cannot control external circumstances, you can control your responses to them. Next, expand this practice into daily awareness by setting an intention for the day. Every morning, as you wake, ask yourself what you hope to accomplish while also acknowledging that outcomes may vary. Perhaps you want to connect more deeply with colleagues or make time for creative exploration without prescriptive expectations. Write your intention down on a sticky note and place it somewhere visible, like your bathroom mirror or workspace. This small exercise will serve as a gentle reminder throughout your day to embrace flexibility and openness in your approach. Incorporate visualization techniques into your toolkit. Each evening, reflect on any situations in your day where you felt the urge to control outcomes. Now, imagine how you might respond differently in the future. Visualize yourself letting go of tightness in your chest, smiling through uncertainty, and allowing others to contribute. Envision specific scenarios: working collaboratively during a contentious meeting, responding with curiosity instead of defensiveness, or embracing unplanned changes with excitement. This mental rehearsal sets the stage for actual change during real-life interactions. To create immediate wins, set yourself a small challenge that requires letting go of control this week. It could be as simple as allowing a friend to choose the evening's activities instead of taking charge yourself. Observe how this shift in dynamics feels. You may discover newfound joy in the spontaneity of the moment. Perhaps you could delegate a minor project at work, allowing a colleague to take the lead. Celebrate whatever reactions, positive or negative, these choices evoke in you. Every small step creates a ripple effect, building momentum toward a more liberated approach to life. Another empowering technique to develop is journaling. At the end of each day, take a few moments to jot down experiences where you notice the impulse to control, or moments where you surrendered and felt peace as a result. Identify patterns in your feelings and behaviors. This practice not only affirms your progress, but also sheds light on the areas needing further attention. Over time, reflecting on your growth aids in cascading the momentum you've built, reinforcing your capacity to navigate life with grace rather than rigidity. As we conclude this chapter, it is vital to recognize that embracing the practice of letting go is not linear. There will be days filled with triumph and others riddled with setbacks, all of which contribute to your evolving journey. In our next chapter, we will delve into the transformative process of embracing discomfort for growth, exploring how leaning into challenges creates resilience and deepens our sense of achievement. This is your opportunity to take the leap into personal growth, shedding layers of limitation. I invite you to subscribe to Mindset Liberation to continue this vital journey with us. Sharing your experiences in the comments can inspire other readers and help cultivate a welcoming community. Together, we are all in this transformative journey of growth, each step bringing us closer to our authentic selves. Chapter 3. Embracing Discomfort for Growth. Stepping into discomfort is not the retreat of the faint-hearted. It is, in fact, the courageous act of those ready to unleash their true potential. Embracing discomfort is the transformative solution that propels us towards growth and resilience, offering a powerful antidote to the stagnation that often accompanies comfort zones. As human beings, we are inherently wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. Yet paradoxically, it is through challenges and discomfort that we evolve and uncover our authentic selves. This chapter invites you to shift your mindset, acknowledging that true growth lives just outside the boundaries of what feels safe. The origins of this solution find themselves steeped in psychological research. Studies show that facing discomfort can stimulate neurological pathways associated with growth. For instance, neuroscientific research published in the Journal of Neuroscience reveals the brain's elasticity, its ability to reorganize itself when faced with novel experiences. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, demonstrates that pushing through discomfort leads to new connections in the brain, facilitating adaptation and improving mental fortitude. Embracing challenges can boost self-confidence, encouraging individuals to approach difficult situations with newfound courage. Consider the story of Maya, a college student who once dreaded public speaking to the point of anxiety. For years, she pushed herself into the background, avoiding opportunities that involved presenting in front of her peers. Yet, when she convinced herself to enroll in a public speaking course as a personal challenge, she embarked on an eye-opening journey. Although she experienced significant discomfort the first few classes, Maya committed to practicing her speeches with a focus on improvement rather than perfection. Over time, and with each presentation, her confidence began to flourish amidst the very discomfort she once feared. Maya eventually transformed her relationship to public speaking entirely, embracing it as an empowering opportunity rather than a daunting task. Moreover, the realm of high-performance sports perfectly encapsulates how discomfort catalyzes growth. Athletes subject themselves to rigorous training regimens, purposefully enduring physical strain to empower their bodies and minds. Research published in the International Journal of Sports Science and Coaching highlights that athletes who embrace a culture of challenge show significant improvement in stamina, agility, and performance. Similarly, in our personal lives, leaning into discomfort opens doors to resilience and fosters the development of crucial skills that help us confront adversity. We often understate how common discomfort is, underestimating its place in our everyday lives. Whether it be the uncertainty of choosing a new career, ending an unhealthy relationship, or embarking on a mind-body journey, discomfort whispers in the background. Frequently, we convince ourselves that avoiding these situations will equate to safety, but in attempting to spare ourselves that initial discomfort, we inadvertently forsake our opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Understanding that discomfort is not a hindrance but a catalyst invigorates the entire process of transformation. As you reflect on your personal experiences, remember that every instance of discomfort faced is an opportunity to develop resilience, a stepping stone on the path to self-empowerment. Equip yourself with the assurance that growth is not a single leap but a series of strides taken over time. You hold the power to rise and meet life's challenges with renewed vigor, ready to embrace the discomfort that precedes meaningful change. As we move further into this chapter, prepare to explore the strategies to effectively embrace discomfort in your life. Together, we will unveil practical techniques designed to not only foster resilience, but also create a profound, empowering mindset capable of enduring challenges with determination. With each step forward, consider that discomfort is not something to be avoided, but an essential aspect of your unique growth story. Embracing discomfort is an effective strategy for overcoming the barriers that stagnate our growth. The rationale behind this approach is rooted in our physiology and psychology. When we expose ourselves to discomfort, we trigger a response that enables us to expand our comfort zones. This method challenges us to confront fears and push boundaries, ultimately fostering resilience and a sense of capability. Neuroimaging studies have revealed that when we confront discomfort, our brains activate areas associated with neuroplasticity, allowing for new pathways and connections to be formed. This phenomenon illustrates that, by voluntarily stepping into uncomfortable situations, we actually stimulate areas of the brain responsible for growth and adaptation. Consider the real-life transformation of Alex, who faced a significant turning point in his career when he realized he had become complacent. After years in a comfortable position at his job, Alex felt unfulfilled and stagnating, leading him to believe he was insatiably destined for mediocrity. Recognizing this resistance within himself, he resolved to shift the narrative from comfort to constructive discomfort. He began by seeking out projects that were inherently challenging, presenting opportunities that he previously avoided due to fear of failure. Each time he confronted a daunting task, whether it was leading a team or speaking up during meetings, Alex immersed himself in the discomfort of the situation. Through these choices, he began to notice profound transformations in both his professional and personal life. The consistent practice of stepping outside of his comfort zone enabled him to build essential skills in leadership and communication. Experts in psychology support this journey. Dr. Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset reveals that welcoming challenges can accelerate learning and development, freeing individuals from the mental blocks created by limiting self-beliefs. Alex's experience indeed mirrors Dr. Dweck's findings. By reframing his perspective on discomfort, he unlocked doors to potential he previously thought unattainable. What makes embracing discomfort especially effective is this very notion of reframing and shifting narratives. Discomfort often invites feelings of anxiety and fear, but it also presents opportunities for personal discovery. The ability to experience discomfort and still press forward cultivates emotional intelligence and adaptive coping skills, pivoting an individual from a passive state of acceptance to an energetic embrace of possibilities. Psychological studies have shown that the very act of facing discomfort mimics the physiological stress response our bodies experience in challenging situations. Instead of listening to our instincts to flee or find immediate relief, embracing discomfort activates the fight-or-flight response in a constructive manner, urging us to confront our fears and navigate through uncertainty. Research by psychologist Richard Lazarus emphasizes that viewing stress as a challenge rather than a threat enables individuals to manage anxiety more effectively, leading to improved problem-solving and resilience. Understandably, the magnitude of discomfort varies across different situations, and your history will dictate how you respond. Nevertheless, by intentionally exposing yourself to increasingly uncomfortable situations, you not only bolster confidence, but also rewire your perception of what is possible. Each victory over discomfort, no matter how small, serves as a stepping stone toward greater emotional strength. As we transition into the next section of this chapter, anticipate a collection of actionable strategies for embracing discomfort in your everyday life. We will unpack how to approach obstacles with curiosity rather than dread, equipping you with tools to transform discomfort into a catalyst for growth. The urgency to adapt is at our fingertips. Embracing discomfort allows you to take charge of your narrative and carve your unique path to fulfillment. Let's journey together toward discovering the true potential that lies in the heart of the uncomfortable. To effectively embrace discomfort for growth, the first step is to shift your mindset about discomfort itself. Start by reframing what discomfort means to you. Instead of seeing it as something to be avoided or feared, consciously remind yourself that discomfort is a fertile ground for personal development. This mental shift is the foundation upon which you will build your resilience and capacity to navigate challenges. Begin each day with a positive affirmation, such as, "Discomfort is my opportunity to grow," internalizing the belief that each uncomfortable moment brings you one step closer to achieving your goals. After establishing this mindset, challenge yourself to step outside of your comfort zone in small, manageable ways. Begin with a weekly discomfort challenge. For instance, aim to engage in one activity each week that pushes your boundaries. It might be something as minor as initiating a conversation with a stranger, trying out a new fitness class that intimidates you, or volunteering for a presentation at work. Keep a journal to document these experiences, noting how each encounter felt physically and emotionally. Reflecting on these moments not only validates your feelings, but also tracks your growth as you become more adept at facing discomfort. In addition to weekly challenges, practice the technique known as exposure therapy with yourself. This method involves gradually exposing yourself to the very things that make you uncomfortable in a controlled manner. For instance, if public speaking evokes anxiety, begin by speaking out loud in front of a mirror. As you build confidence, progress to speaking in front of friends or family, and eventually in larger groups. Each successful step reinforces your confidence and shifts your perception, allowing discomfort to transform from a fear into a familiar challenge. Chart your progress, celebrating each small victory as proof that you are indeed overcoming what once held you back. Another powerful technique is visualizing your discomfort before confronting it. Spend a few moments each day picturing an upcoming challenge you want to face. Imagine yourself handling the situation successfully and feeling proud afterward. Visualization can significantly reduce anxiety and create a sense of familiarity with discomfort. Visualization actually engages the same neural pathways as real-life experience, embedding the notion that facing discomfort is not only beneficial but achievable. Don't forget the power of community and support. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage pushing personal boundaries. Share your discomfort challenges with a trusted friend or group. Engaging in discussions about these experiences furthers your growth and helps create accountability for your goals. Let others cheer you on. Their support acts as a powerful remediator against the feelings of isolation that discomfort can sometimes bring. As we wrap up this chapter, it's essential to recognize that embracing discomfort is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Each step you take serves as a building block toward greater resilience and personal achievement. Prepare to dive deeper into the practical aspects of building a life that flourishes beyond the confines of comfort. In our next chapter, we will explore strategies for rewiring your mindset for future fulfillment, focusing on practical techniques that enable you to embrace your evolving self. This journey is about transforming what you expect from yourself and the possibilities ahead. Be sure to subscribe to Mindset Liberation to continue this journey with us. Engage with the content by liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments about how discomfort has played a role in your life. Let's encourage each other, creating a vibrant community dedicated to growth and transformation. The path to self-discovery is just beginning, and your next leap awaits. Chapter 4. Rewiring for Future Fulfillment. Transforming your mindset for future fulfillment is a powerful and empowering solution that enables you to break free from limiting beliefs and shape a more expansive reality. This chapter invites you to embark on a journey of cognitive reframing, where you learn to fine-tune your thoughts and perspectives, allowing your aspirations to flourish. The ability to rewire our thought patterns is not merely a psychological concept. It is a concrete practice with the potential to create lasting change in how we engage with life. This evolution can empower you to cultivate a mindset that harnesses your strengths and truths rather than being held captive by past narratives or fears. The origins of mindset transformation can be traced to the groundbreaking work of psychologist Carol Dweck, whose research sheds light on the concept of a growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset. Dweck's extensive studies reveal that individuals with a growth mindset embrace challenges, view failures as opportunities for learning, and believe that their abilities can be developed over time. This realization splits the disengaged from the engaged. Those who adopt a growth mindset are more resilient and open to change, ultimately leading to greater life satisfaction and emotional stability. Statistics accentuate the prevalence of fixed mindsets. According to Dweck's research, nearly 50% of students in various educational settings perceive their intelligence as a fixed trait. This belief can severely undermine their motivation and achievements. In contrast, students who adopt a growth mindset are 34% more likely to achieve higher academic performance and exhibit stronger performance in the face of setbacks. This paradigm shift applies not only in educational contexts, but indeed across various aspects of life, including careers, relationships, and personal aspirations. To illustrate the transition from a fixed to a growth mindset, let's explore the story of Emma, a young software engineer who initially believed her skills were set in stone. After receiving critical feedback on a project she spearheaded, Emma's confidence took a hit. Rather than embracing this feedback constructively, she fell into a cycle of self-doubt, convinced that her abilities were inadequate. However, with the encouragement of a mentor who emphasized the value of a growth mindset, Emma ventured into practical exercises to rewire her perspective. She began viewing feedback as an essential element of her craft, engaging in continuous learning and seeking opportunities for development. Over time, Emma's courageous journey transformed her approach to challenges. She began setting aside time for skill building, enrolling in advanced coding courses, and taking on complex projects that once seemed insurmountable. Emma soon discovered within herself a power she had dismissed, a previously untapped potential to innovate and adapt. This transition propelled her career, allowing her to advance and take on leadership responsibilities. The capacity to rewire your mindset encompasses recognizing the emotional and cognitive patterns that may be hindering your growth. A profound realization emerges. You have the ability to define your narrative. By channeling your focus toward possibility instead of limitation, you can foster an environment of self-sufficiency and resilience. Your journey towards fulfillment begins with actively constructing thoughts grounded in hope and possibility. As we delve deeper into this chapter, get ready to explore practical strategies to actively rewire your mindset, for you hold the key to manifesting the future you desire. Understanding that fulfillment lies within your grasp empowers you to take control of your emotional landscape, equalizing the complexities of life with grace and clarity. Together, we will lay the groundwork for unlocking your true potential and realizing profound fulfillment in your everyday life. Rewiring your mindset is an effective approach to overcoming limiting beliefs and unlocking your true potential. The reason this method yields results lies in its foundation in neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to adapt and change based on our experiences and learning. When we intentionally train our thought patterns, we shape and reshape the neural pathways that govern our perceptions and reactions. This neuroplasticity means that by applying cognitive reframing techniques consistently, we can systematically dismantle entrenched limitations and replace them with a more empowering narrative. Research provides compelling evidence of the influence mindset has on our performance and well-being. A study conducted at Stanford University found that individuals who endorsed a growth mindset were significantly more likely to approach challenges with a proactive attitude, leading to greater resilience in the face of setbacks. These individuals also experienced lower levels of stress, which contributed to improved satisfaction and productivity in their lives. This is important as it highlights how fostering a growth-oriented mindset enables not only personal success, but also emotional health, demonstrating the restorative power of choosing growth over stagnation. A powerful illustration of the efficacy of mindset transformation is best seen in the story of Michael, a once timid marketing professional who felt trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Michael had always perceived himself as incapable of achieving leadership roles, believing he lacked the charisma and skills that his peers exhibited. When he was passed over for promotions in favor of more outgoing colleagues, he felt resigned to his fate, convinced that his fixed limitations determined his career trajectory. However, Michael decided to take action by participating in a weekend workshop focused on developing a growth mindset. During this transformative workshop, he learned about strategies to reframe his self-talk and challenge negative beliefs. Instead of internalizing the narrative of inadequacy, he began to consciously recognize moments of success, no matter how small, savoring them as building blocks for his confidence. He practiced self-compassion, acknowledging that everyone possesses unique strengths and weaknesses, then actively sought constructive feedback from colleagues, a practice that had previously intimidated him. Over time, Michael began to see not only his flaws, but also his potential to nurture them through learning. The momentum he built from facing challenges became infectious. Michael took on projects that allowed him to experiment with new ideas while collaborating with others, elevating his skill set and sense of agency. Within a year, his efforts culminated in a well-deserved promotion, an achievement he never dared to hope for before embracing this mindset shift. Michael's journey illuminates how fundamental beliefs shape our capacity for growth, and how a supportive environment can catalyze this transformation. The urgency of implementing mindset transformation cannot be overstated. Understanding that every thought and belief influences our decisions and emotional states equips you with agency. It empowers a mastery of self. By actively engaging in cognitive reframing, you dissolve the mental barriers infringing on your progress, setting the stage for a tapestry of new opportunities in your life. As we continue into this chapter, prepare to explore concrete strategies and exercises designed to institute these mindset shifts into your daily routine. You have the power within you to script a more fulfilling narrative, one that aligns with your aspirations and desires. A life enriched by purpose and possibility awaits you just beyond your current beliefs. Discovering this potential is just the beginning of your empowering journey towards self-reinvention and growth. Embrace it. Your future self is poised to thrive beyond the confines of limitation. To effectively rewire your mindset for future fulfillment, it's essential to implement practical strategies that systematically reshape your thought patterns. Begin with the practice of daily reflection. Dedicate time each evening to jot down 3 experiences from your day where you faced a challenge or where you felt inadequate. This can be anything from a tough conversation at work to hesitations about pursuing a passion project. However, rather than stopping at simply recognizing the discomfort, take it a step further. For each experience, write a brief counter-narrative. Reframe the story to focus on what you learned and the strengths you utilized, or how the situation could lead to positive change moving forward. This exercise allows you to train your mind to see setbacks as opportunities instead of limitations. Next, actively cultivate a gratitude practice that acknowledges your progress. Each morning, write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself or aspects of your journey. This can include skills you've developed, small victories you've achieved, or qualities you admire. Shifting your focus to gratitude not only enhances your overall perspective, but also fosters self-acceptance, important components when striving for ongoing growth. You'll find that cultivating gratitude helps solidify a mindset anchored in strength, allowing you to face challenges more boldly. Incorporate positive affirmations into your daily routine as a powerful tool for mindset transformation. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you, focusing on areas where you desire to grow. For example, you might say, "I am continually evolving," or "I embrace challenges as pathways to my success." Each morning, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and recite these affirmations with conviction. With consistent practice, the power of affirmation will seep into your subconscious, acting as a guiding mantra that encourages resilience and steadfast belief in your potential. As you introduce these exercises, focus on small wins to encourage immediate action and build momentum. For instance, set a weekly goal to try something new, be it attending an online workshop, networking with a professional in your field, or volunteering for a project that scares you. Document these experiences, reflecting on what you learned and how much you've grown. Recognizing these small milestones as impactful can be incredibly reinforcing, fueling your motivation to continue progressing. Engage with supportive communities that echo your growth aspirations. Share your intentions and experiences with friends, family, or like-minded groups. The shared accountability keeps you committed and gives you a sense of support. The powerful dynamic of encouragement can foster confidence, helping you realize that you're not alone in this transformative journey. As you reflect on these action steps, remember that rewiring your mindset is a gradual process, Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you navigate through it. Embrace the challenges as an integral part of your development, understanding that each moment you commit to growth brings you closer to realizing your aspirations. As we conclude this chapter, prepare for an enriching discussion in the next chapter, where we will explore resisting the ego's quick wins, signing up for the shortcuts we often fall prey to when pursuing validation. By gaining awareness of these traps, you'll be better equipped to chase sustainable success rather than fleeting satisfaction. Don't forget to subscribe to Mindset Liberation as we journey further. Engage with us by liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences hold power. Let's inspire each other to embrace growth and fulfillment together as we venture deeper into this transformative path. Chapter 5: Resisting the Ego's Quick Wins. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, resisting the temptations of the ego's quick wins becomes a transformative solution that paves the way for authentic success. The allure of instant rewards can be strong, especially in our fast-paced society where immediate validation can feel comforting and desirable. However, learning to resist these quick fixes empowers you to nurture deep-seated growth, leading to far more meaningful achievements over time. This chapter delves into the vital practice of recognizing and countering the ego's seductions, fostering a more resilient approach to success that aligns with your true self. The origins of the pursuit for quick wins are deeply rooted in the nature of ego itself. The ego thrives on comparison, validation, and immediacy. It persuades us that our worth is contingent upon accolades and superficial markers of success. According to a study from the National Institute of Mental Health, a staggering 70% of individuals experience some form of fear of failure tied to their self-identity. This anxiety drives many to seek the comfortable embrace of immediate achievements, causing them to overlook the long-term satisfaction that comes from sustained effort and authenticity. Consider the experience of Jenna, an aspiring writer who, overwhelmed by the pressures of social media, once found herself trapped in the cycle of seeking validation through likes and follows instead of enriching her craft. Each small milestone or social media acknowledgement brought an ephemeral high, fostering a relentless craving for more. Yet, over time, Jenna realized these quick wins offered little substance, only feeding her insecurities and robbing her of the joy of creation. The fleeting nature of online success began to steal focus from her true passion: storytelling. Recognizing this destructive pattern, Jenna made a pivotal decision to step away from the allure of quick wins. Instead of chasing social media validation, she returned to her roots, committing herself to practice writing diligently without external validation. She set aside time each week to craft authentic stories driven by her inspirations, revealing her commitment to deepening her craft rather than seeking immediate reward. The transformative journey Jenna embarked upon illustrates how shifting focus will yield more profound results than superficial accolades. Expert insights resonate deeply within this theme. Psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck's research on mindset emphasizes the necessity of patience and persistence, reiterating that a strong, resilient mindset is cultivated through the process of overcoming adversity and learning from failures. By reframing the significance of quick wins, we reclaim control over our ambitions, stepping away from the toxic enticements of immediate approval and aligning with a more profound aspiration to carve our unique path. Moreover, resisting the ego's quick wins helps enhance emotional stability. Research in behavioral psychology highlights that individuals who prioritize long-term goals exhibit greater resilience and life satisfaction compared to those who lean heavily on immediate successes. This contrasts starkly with a study published in Psychology Today, revealing that those who constantly seek external approval often experience heightened levels of anxiety and uncertainty. As you begin to embrace this journey of resisting the quick fixes fueled by your ego, understand that this process is empowering. You hold the capacity to redefine success on your terms, anchored in authenticity and self-acceptance. When you prioritize meaningful endeavors over momentary distractions, you cultivate lasting fulfillment and establish a resilient mindset designed for growth. As we move further into this chapter, prepare to explore practical strategies for resisting these quick wins in day-to-day life. By developing a deeper awareness of your motivations, you can begin to navigate away from fleeting validation towards an empowered, purpose-driven journey. Understanding and implementing this shift will enable you to reclaim a sense of autonomy over your growth path, ensuring that each step taken is grounded in fulfillment and authenticity. Resisting the ego's quick wins is an especially effective strategy for fostering deep, sustainable growth because it shifts focus from superficial validation to long-term fulfillment and self-discovery. This method promotes intrinsic motivation and encourages a deeper connection to one's true aspirations, effectively grounding personal ambitions in authenticity rather than societal expectations. By disengaging from the compulsion to seek immediate gratification, individuals can uncover more profound meaning in their endeavors, leading to a richer, more fulfilling life experience. Research supports this approach by emphasizing how reliance on external validation impacts self-esteem and emotional well-being. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found a significant correlation between the pursuit of immediate rewards and decreased long-term satisfaction. The researchers discovered that individuals often feel a sense of emptiness when they base their self-worth on fleeting achievements rather than their inherent abilities and desires. Identifying this pattern allows for the possibility of substantial shifts in mindset and behavior, ultimately promoting healthier self-perception and life balance. To illustrate the effectiveness of this strategy, let's delve into the inspiring story of Kyle, a startup entrepreneur who experienced firsthand the pitfalls of chasing quick wins. In the early days of his business, Kyle often sought immediate satisfaction by making decisions driven solely by financial gain at the expense of his original vision. The volatility of the startup world enticed him to prioritize short-term profits over building a sustainable company rooted in value and purpose. This led him to embrace partnerships that were lucrative but misaligned with his core mission. While these quick wins initially brought money and recognition, they ultimately drained his passion and left him questioning his commitment to his original vision. Recognizing the damaging cycle of his choices, Kyle decided to pivot. He began scrutinizing every decision through the lens of his long-term goals rather than immediate rewards. By refocusing on his founding principles, Kyle consciously attracted partnerships, investors, and customers who aligned with his vision, creating a business that respected his values while also generating sustainable profit. This transformation from a quick-win mentality to a values-driven approach helped him reestablish purpose in his work, fostering fulfillment that extended beyond mere financial success. The urgency of implementing this shift cannot be overstated. Research by psychologists such as Martin Seligman shows that long-term happiness is most closely tied to meaningful engagement in fulfilling work and relationships, rather than the accumulation of temporary accolades. This illustrates a clear dichotomy. The pursuit of quick wins may yield momentary satisfaction, but it ultimately detracts from one's overall sense of purpose and fulfillment. By resisting the temptations of your ego's need for swift validation and instead embracing a mindset grounded in authenticity, you pave the way for transformative growth. As you cultivate a deeper understanding of what brings true joy and satisfaction into your life, you begin a journey that transcends fleeting rewards. It invites you to embrace life's challenges and opportunities for learning, fueling resilience and the ability to navigate an ever-changing landscape. As we continue deeper into this chapter, prepare to unveil concrete strategies designed to help you effectively resist the quick wins that ego so often beckons. Embracing these practices will fortify your resolve, empowering you to cultivate an enriched existence aligned with your true self. Recognizing and implementing these changes will transform your approach to success and fulfillment, leading you into a living narrative marked by resilience and authenticity. To effectively resist the ego's quick wins and cultivate a more purposeful path to success, it's essential to take actionable steps that will guide you through this transformative process. Begin by establishing clarity around your long-term goals. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. Consider your passions, values, and the legacy you aspire to create. Spend some time writing down these thoughts, creating a mission statement focused on your core beliefs and aspirations. This written articulation serves as a grounding reminder when temptations for quick wins arise, reinforcing your commitment to your authentic journey. Next, incorporate a habit of reflection into your daily routine. At the end of each day, set aside 10 to 15 minutes to evaluate how your actions aligned with your long-term vision. Consider questions such as, did I make decisions based on immediate gratification? Did I remain true to my values? What small wins did I achieve that align with my overarching goals? Keep a journal to document your reflections and celebrate even the smallest progress. By recognizing and recording these moments, you build a positive feedback loop that encourages resilience against the quick-win mentality. As you navigate through your days, be mindful of the situations that trigger your ego's desire for instant validation. Identify patterns in your behavior that drive you toward quick wins. For instance, you may notice that after completing a task at work, you feel a strong urge to share it on social media for affirmation. Instead of falling into this trap, practice a new set of responses. When you feel the urge to seek validation, pause and ask yourself whether this chase supports your long-term vision. Consider taking a moment to fully process your feelings and remind yourself of your commitment to deeper purpose. Redirect your energy into doing something that propels your work further, such as brainstorming an innovative idea or seeking constructive feedback from a peer. Additionally, create accountability anchors by sharing your journey with trustworthy friends, family, or colleagues. Express your commitment to resisting quick wins and ask them to check in with you periodically. Having others witness your journey fosters a sense of responsibility and strengthens your resolve. When you feel tempted, reaching out to them can remind you of your intentions and help pull you back on course. The importance of setting achievable, actionable goals cannot be overstated. Begin by identifying one area of your life where you feel compelled to seek quick wins. Break this down into smaller, manageable steps that gradually lead toward your larger goal. The key here is to choose specific actions that prioritize depth and authenticity over expedience. If you aimed for professional growth, instead of seeking a flashy new title, focus on developing a new skill that aligns with your aspirations. Committing to this growth will lead you to authentic accomplishments that fulfill your long-term vision. As you practice these techniques, remember to celebrate your small victories. Each moment of resistance against the lure of quick wins builds strength and prepares you for future challenges. The process of altering your mindset takes time and diligence, but every positive choice moves you closer to a more profound sense of fulfillment. As we wrap up this chapter, prepare to engage deeply with the next topic, building a life beyond self. In the upcoming chapter, we will explore how shifting your focus from personal pursuits to fostering meaningful connections and contributing to a greater cause can enrich your life even further. This pivot is not just transformational. It can create a ripple effect that enhances not only your life but others as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Mindset Liberation for more insights on this journey. Engage with us by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments about your experiences with resisting the ego's quick wins. Your input is invaluable, and together, let's continue to cultivate a community focused on authentic growth and connection. Chapter 6. Building a Life Beyond Self. True fulfillment is often found in the connections we cultivate and the impact we have on the world around us. Building a life beyond self is not just a transformative solution. It's an empowering path that reshapes how we view our existence and purpose. By transcending personal ambitions and redirecting our energy into contributing to others and our communities, we unlock a deeper sense of meaning that sustains genuine happiness. This chapter invites you to explore the profound benefits of altruism and connection, revealing how engaging in service to others can enrich both your life and theirs. The origins of this approach can be traced to numerous psychological theories, highlighting the importance of connection and contribution in achieving well-being. Research by psychologist Martin Seligman, the founder of positive psychology, emphasizes that a key component of happiness is engagement with something larger than oneself, underscoring that fulfillment arises significantly from serving others and forming meaningful relationships. Statistics reflect this idea, with studies revealing that people involved in acts of kindness report increased feelings of happiness and reduced anxiety levels, certainly indicative of our innate need for connection. Consider the compelling story of Anna, a woman who, despite having a successful career, felt a persistent emptiness that lingered in her life. Raised in a culture that emphasized individual success, Anna's pursuit of personal achievements left her feeling disconnected. One day, while volunteering at a local shelter, she experienced a profound shift. Anna witnessed the struggles of others firsthand and was inspired by their resilience. This experience sparked a fire within her, awakening her desire to contribute meaningfully. She began dedicating time every week to support people facing homelessness, organizing food drives, and mentorship programs while forging genuine relationships with the individuals she met. Anna's journey highlights the intrinsic rewards of building a life beyond self. Instead of focusing solely on her ambitions, she aligned her efforts with devotion to her community, leading to surprising personal growth. Research supports her experience. A study published in the Journal of Happiness Studies found that individuals who volunteered consistently reported higher life satisfaction and a stronger sense of purpose. Anna discovered that by investing in the lives of others, she built enriching connections that filled the void she had once felt. This power of connection provided her with support, gratitude, and a renewed enthusiasm for life. Expert dialogue also points towards the importance of building a life focused on service. Dr. David Myers, author of The Pursuit of Happiness, suggests that relationships serve as our greatest source of fulfillment, wedging any sense of isolation and insecurity. When we shift our perspective from "what can I gain" to "how can I serve," we reshape our inner narratives. This fulfillment often translates into newfound confidence, allows us to exert control over our lives by fostering a healthy engagement in our communities, and enhances emotional and psychological well-being. As you reflect on your life, consider the ways you can begin building a life beyond self. Whether it's volunteering, participating in community projects, mentoring someone on their journey, or simply showing kindness to those around you, small acts can create significant ripples of change. Nurturing relationships will reposition your sense of self-worth from individual achievement to collective growth, generating feelings of inclusivity and purpose. This chapter aims to empower you to embrace a broader perspective, fueled by altruism and connection. The transition from self-centered aspirations to a life of giving is not just a beneficial change, it's an awakening that can alter how you perceive and engage with life. In this pursuit, you will not only uplift others, you will elevate your journey toward deep satisfaction and enduring happiness. In the next section, prepare to explore practical strategies to integrate the principles of serving others into your daily life, laying the groundwork for personal and collective growth. It's time to step into your power and make a meaningful impact on the lives around you. Building a life beyond self is an effective approach for overcoming feelings of isolation and dissatisfaction, primarily because it fosters a sense of belonging and purpose that transcends individual pursuits. The act of engaging with others and contributing to the community directly counters the ego's inclination toward self-centeredness. When we shift our focus from ourselves to how we can serve, we cultivate meaningful connections and strengthen our personal identity through collective experiences. This vital connection with others not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also positions us within a supportive network, providing a reservoir of strength during challenging times. Research backs the effectiveness of this method with compelling evidence. A study published in Health Psychology highlights that individuals who participate in community service report notably higher levels of life satisfaction and lower instances of depression and anxiety. The researchers found a strong correlation between altruism and overall mental health, indicating that engaging in acts of kindness toward others can lead to neurochemical changes in the brain, particularly the release of oxytocin and dopamine. These chemicals contribute to positive emotions, reinforcing the idea that helping others uplifts our spirits as much as it does theirs. The transformative power of connecting with others is evident through the real-life journey of David, who struggled for years with feelings of inadequacy and disconnection despite a successful career. He often found himself fixated on his own accomplishments, but this obsession left him with a hollow sense of fulfillment. One day, in search of deeper meaning, David decided to volunteer at a local youth mentoring program. Initially hesitant, he soon found himself forming authentic connections with the young people he mentored. These mentees provided him with a fresh perspective on life that he had long lost. Every week, David dedicated his time to offer guidance and encouragement, sharing his own experiences and challenges. In return, these young individuals opened up about their dreams, struggles, and aspirations. The emotional investment he made started to pay off. What began as a simple act of giving quickly evolved into a deep understanding of community, compassion, and connection. He discovered that by nurturing these relationships and fostering their growth, he was finding his own healing and sense of purpose in the process. Additionally, the benefits of participating in community activities extend beyond psychological satisfaction. They lead to the development of vital social skills and resilience. Engaging with diverse groups of people challenges us to grow as we learn to navigate differences and cultivate empathy. Psychologists affirm that stronger social bonds significantly enhance our capacity to handle stress and adversity, providing a solid support system. This sense of belonging is essential in combating loneliness and depression, which statistics suggest affect millions globally. Recognizing the urgency to build a life beyond self is paramount. Doing so not only enriches your existence, but also contributes positively to society as a whole. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, sends ripples through your community, inspiring others and fostering a culture of compassion. As you begin this vital journey, remember that your efforts towards serving others invariably reflect the best of who you are, amplifying meaning in both your life and the lives of others. Now that you are equipped with this understanding, anticipate actionable strategies in the upcoming section that will help you seamlessly incorporate service and connection into your daily life. Discover how you can begin crafting a fulfilling existence that extends far beyond personal achievements alone. Embrace this opportunity to transform lives, yours and those of the community around you, and watch as the bonds you forge reshape your world for the better. To effectively build a life beyond self, it's crucial to implement actionable strategies that allow you to connect with others and create meaningful contributions within your community. Start by identifying areas of interest or causes that resonate with you. Reflect on what deeply moves you or what challenges you feel passionate about addressing. Whether it's education, environmental issues, or social justice, focusing on an area that ignites your passion will make your contributions fulfilling. Once you have identified a cause, consider volunteering your time. Reach out to local organizations that align with your interests and inquire about available opportunities. Set a realistic goal for yourself, such as committing one day a month or a few hours each week, depending on your schedule. The key is to start small and gradually deepen your involvement. Through consistent action, you will cultivate familiarity that fosters not only personal growth but also collective impact. In conjunction with traditional volunteering, consider virtual engagement as well. In today's digital age, many organizations offer remote volunteer opportunities that allow you to contribute from the comfort of your own home. This flexibility opens doors for anyone looking to make a difference, regardless of their circumstances. This can range from tutoring students online to helping with administrative tasks for a nonprofit. Identify your unique skills and consider how they could benefit an organization. You might feel surprised at how readily your ability offers value. Another impactful exercise to consider is practicing random acts of kindness. Each week, aim to perform at least one deliberate act of kindness for someone else, whether it be a compliment, helping a neighbor with groceries, or writing a thank you note to someone who has inspired you. These small, intentional gestures build positive connections and promote goodwill, reminding you that kindness is a powerful force for change. Document your experiences in a journal where you reflect upon how these acts made you feel. Celebrating these small victories will reinforce the notion that by contributing to others' happiness, your own sense of fulfillment also grows. Engage in discussions about your aspirations to build a life beyond self. Form a support network of like-minded individuals who share these values. Consider initiating a community group focused on acts of service or personal growth. By surrounding yourself with those who encourage collective engagement, you will further motivate yourself to act. As you identify allies along this journey, hold each other accountable and celebrate each step taken, no matter how small. As you establish these habits, regularly evaluate your progression. Set aside time each month to assess how these actions align with your broader life goals. Reflect on moments when you've stepped beyond your personal pursuits and consider the ripple effect you've created through your contributions. This reflective practice will help you recognize your growing impact and serve as a motivational checkpoint to deepen your commitment. Now that you are equipped with practical strategies to build a life beyond self, it's time to embark on this fulfilling journey. Remember that each positive action creates more opportunities for growth, not only for yourself, but for those around you. In the next chapter, we will explore how to cultivate gratitude and appreciation in our lives, highlighting its role in both personal and communal growth. Understanding how to harness the power of gratitude will help further enhance your evolving journey towards a more connected and enriching life. Be sure to subscribe to Mindset Liberation and engage with the content by liking this video and sharing your journey in the comments. Your reflections and experiences are not only vital to your growth, but serve to inspire others within our community. Let's continue to uplift one another and embrace the journey together. As we conclude this journey through Ego versus Growth, How Arrogance Blocks True Success, we've explored the intricate relationship between ego and personal development. From recognizing the hidden traps of ego and disarming the illusion of control, to embracing discomfort and resisting the allure of quick wins, each chapter has illuminated essential strategies to foster genuine growth. The journey to building a life beyond self reinforces the importance of meaningful connections and contributing to the greater good, guiding us toward a more fulfilling existence. Remember, it's not merely about achieving individual success, but nurturing the resilience and self-awareness required to connect authentically with ourselves and others. Thank you for joining us on this transformative exploration. Your willingness to reflect on and engage with these ideas signifies a pivotal step towards greater fulfillment. If you found value in this content, please take a moment to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. Your feedback and support encourage our mission to create engaging content that promotes self-improvement and community growth. Let's embark on this path together, fostering a mindset of continuous evolution and shared success.